and welcome back to Clayforge, where I, the Clayforger, am not going to show you how to create figures today, but I'm going to show you some figures I've already made. In my last videos, the last 3 videos on my channel, I have made a few demon goons, a demon lord, and also a troll. In the videos, these figures were made out of oven baking clay, and the figures were not baked yet, so they still had to be baked. And now I'm showing you the baked results. As you can see, I have made a few more. As you can see here, these are the demon goons. 2 of them I've made in a video, or let's say 1 I've made in a video and 1 prior to the video. And after that, I think it was this little guy. I have made this little guy to see if I could improve any better. I wouldn't say that he's a big of an improvement. He's a little bit smaller, which I really like. This guy is a bit too big. And this one is, I would say, the right size. I've gave them a base to stand on. This is supposed to be a bit of lava ground and just a bit of stone. Also just a bit of stone. Now let's come to the Demon Lord. In the video I made these 2. I think this was the one I made in the video and this was the one I made prior. And they don't have stands at the moment. This one is not capable of standing and the other one isn't too. Because I do have to say, although I have put a good amount of work into them, they are not what I really expected. I like this one's body more and this one's head more, as I said already in the video, but their upper bodies are just too large. I mean, they look like orangutans with their arms hanging on the ground. And so, after the video, I made a third one. This one, still his arms are very big, but this is something that my figures have in common. I think that he looks much better. If you look at the face, it's not as big, and I think it's much more what it should be. This one, it's a bit rough on the edges and everything. He has real eyebrows, not just some lines. And I do have to say, the fireball does look better. If you look closely, this is just a bit of yellow, orange, and red, and this is like mixed together into one piece. And then there's this guy who has just a pitiful thing like a red ball with a few orange stripes on it. So I think this is the best one I've made so far. He has also a little tail, the others don't have this one. He has his shoulder patches, has a bit something on the neck, a bit of golden decoration, because the others, the neck is ugly. This is also an improvement I've made. And then he also has a base. It's not the most complicated or best. It's just a bit of flames coming up out of the ground, and he is standing on a solid rock. It's also standing, and I think he's not bad. Next to these three, I've also made a 4th one. This is, let's say, an experiment, and at some point you could say there is something in him that you could improve, but there still has to be improved something on him. So this is the 4th demon lord. You can see he has also neck decoration, so his neck doesn't look so ugly. His face is very, very angry. You could say even hateful. He has 4 horns instead of the normal 2 that the other demon lords had. And he is also a bit different. He has he has clothing on, so he doesn't stand there in his naked body. He has this kind of dark brown reddish robe. The old shoulder pieces I have also given the other ones, but the problem is they don't look that good, and I have to improve on making them so they don't just sit flat on the shoulder, but actually form like a round piece around the shoulder. I would say that the design is something you could improve on. It could be something, I would say, a bit more dangerous looking, a bit more difficult looking, but at the moment it's not. Now let's come to the last video I made on the channel. This was a video where I made trolls. In fact, these two trolls. This was the one I made in the video, and this was the one I made prior. To just show you them, this is just a troll, if the camera would focus, with a stick in his hand, not much to say. There's a bit of cloth piece around his waist, has a little tail, a bit of cloth on his shoulder. And then we have the other one. He's a bit smaller, he doesn't have the chin beard like the other one, but overall he's a bit darker but still the same. He has an axe, and yeah, everything looks nearly the same. They are different in size and how they're made, but still they could be one of the same troll tribe. And now I of course haven't made just these few figures when the last time I baked them, and I have made other few figures, but I didn't record them because I didn't have the time for it, and I also made them before I actually started making videos. What will I say? Try to make videos. So I have also a few other demons. These are the two other demons that I've made. This demon is supposed to be Olog from also like the other figures from the game Kingdom Rush Vengeance. He's a hero you can use in battle. One time he's just holding this flame in one side, looking a bit suspicious, and standing there. He can also stand. That's possibly because his cape is on the ground, so that's helping him. And then there is this version of Olog that is standing there, holding up his hands, his fists, raising a fire from the ground. He is like the other Demon Lord I made, like on a solid ground, like volcano rock, and then flames are steaming up. For the trolls, I didn't just make these two ones, but I've also made a few others. I think this was the first troll I made long before, like a year or two ago. I have tried to make such a troll, but it didn't look good at all. And I do have to say, as this is the first troll I made in this batch of baking, he is also not that good. His hair is improvable, it's a bit too long. He has no tail, he has no cloth really wrapped around him. He is very much on the ground, very short legs. His arms are okay and his upper body. And I would say the mustache doesn't look good on these figures, and also what doesn't look good on these figures are eyeballs. As you can see, if the camera would focus, he has an eyeball. You can barely notice it. It's a bit more orange than the yellow eye, but these ones don't have that. It's giving them not this kind of dangerous, neutral enemy look that you would find. He more looks like a real person you could talk with, and not just like a wild troll that would attack anyone who steps into its territory. This is another troll I made, also with just yellow eyes, to be a bit more intimidating. He has, you could say, a bone sword, a bone knife. Not much to say about him. There's another one. He is a bit flat-headed, very flat here, and he's raising his fist to the air. Doesn't also stand. I wouldn't consider this a big failure, but I also wouldn't say that it's much of an improvement. Then there's a figure you could say literally copied from the game Kingdom Rush Vengeance. There are also trolls, and most importantly from the game Legends of Kingdom Rush. This is the troll chieftain. So he has his drum and his stick, and he's like powering the morale of his other trolls. And he has this kind of bone mask, skull mask, and just to say it, he looks stupid in my version. He looks good in the game, but his face with just the pupils doesn't look good. The hair also doesn't look good here. It's not made very good, and he also tipping a bit over, so he doesn't really stand that well. But then there's the last troll, or I don't think it's the last troll made in this bed, but like the last troll that would fit to the other ones. the real Troll Chieftain, because this one, he has a drum and nothing else. He's as tall as the others, a bit higher, and has a very strange hairstyle. But this is the real Troll Chieftain of this tribe. The Troll Chieftain. He's a big guy. You can compare him to the others. He's sometimes twice the size of the others and very muscular. I had the problem that his hand wouldn't fit properly, so I had to take another piece of clay, which sadly didn't have the same color as his original skin, to like fill the gap. And that's leaving a bit of a thing. You can see it very difficultly here. It's a different color and it doesn't match too well. It's not very properly aligned. That's like the one thing I have to say about that. He has a big club with a few spikes or maybe teeth on it to hit his enemies. His belt buckle. I'm very proud of this belt buckle because it has a bit more detail than the other ones. It has a skull. It has also two thorns on each side. It merely looks like a wrestler belt, like, you know, the big boxing and wrestler belts that they hold up in the sky when they've won a tournament, decorated with gold and silver, and it's like this. So he's like the big boss, the big, chunky, strong guy. He also has his little tail, and yeah. In this hand, I didn't know what to do with this hand. I mean, you can make it to a fist, you can hold it up to the sky, or just have a weapon in it, but he already has a weapon, and pointing into the sky would be something the other trolls already are doing. So I thought, maybe choose something different. Trolls in our nowadays time are considered to be stupid, big guys who are just running around doing stupid things. In The Hobbit, like that, they're talking, but in The Lord of the Rings, generally, they're just there smashing things to pieces. In this version, I more try to take a bit of a thing from the original lore where trolls come from Nordic and Germanic lore. They are powerful enemies that even know magic, and they are not just brutes. They are giants considered to be bringing illness and very many deadly things. So this is like, you could say, an armband made with runes. I don't know what I was thinking there. I don't know what I was doing there. It's just something I did. And I don't think it looks that bad. If you don't know what it is, it might confuse you, but at least he's holding something in his head. So, these were the other trolls I made, and then I have one last thing for this. In the games Kingdom Rush and also Legends of Kingdom Rush, you will find the trolls, the demons, like I've shown you, but there's also one giant enemy. The trolls appear in a very snowy region, and what comes in mind if you step in a snowy, high up region? Like mountains, several mountains up in the sky. You might find the abominable snowman. This is a Yeti. He comes in from the game Kingdom Rush. He was a big enemy unit, very strong, very deadly, and this design in particular is made from the Legends of Kingdom Rush game, where it's also, I think, the toughest enemy you can find in the game. He stands. He's a bit wonky on his legs, but it's fine. He has blue giant fists to smash everything to pieces, like the other troll. And he has a bit of fur. I could have made more fur so it would look more continued, and I think it would have looked better. But I think this is fine. It's my first Yeti I've made in a long time, especially this look of a Yeti. And yeah, I think it doesn't look too bad. Here's the last figure I'm going to show you in this video, and I hope you enjoyed seeing on some of the figures. I am excusing myself that the video quality is very low, that you probably can't hear my voice that very good, and I haven't improved on anything on the techniques. I can't like cut the videos, I haven't figured it out yet. Yeah. A little person doesn't know how to cut a video and use a computer, but that's just me. I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a comment if you want to maybe tell me which kind of figure you would like next. Maybe if you like the video, what you think I could improve, not on like the technique, like the camera or something like that, but maybe how I'm presenting the figures. And I hope you could have a good day. Goodbye.